The White House is on track to hit its goal of accepting 10,000 Syrian refugees. But now Florida Congressman Vern Buchanan is telling the White House to freeze the program immediately amid worries growing that terrorists could slip in among the refugees. So who's got it right? Let's ask Democratic strategist Steve Laser and GOP strategist Cathy Lynn Taylor. Cathy, I'll start with you. We're bumping up against about 7,000 at this point, so we're getting close to the 10,000 limit. Now we have Representative Buchanan saying, cut it now. Is he right?
He is right, and he's been saying it for quite some time, as have other governors around the country. And the president's just not listening. He's not listening to his state leaders. He's not listening to his CIA director. He's not listening to his FBI director. We've had a major terror attack for every year that President Obama has been in office. It's time to start listening to the American people, that they're scared. And so it's wonderful that America has this long history of accepting immigrants. But ISIS knows we have a broken system. The American people know we have a broken system. It's not enough for the president just to say, we have criteria, we're screening. What have you done over the last 9 months to fix the system that we have? How are you going to make it better?
Steve, listen, the terrorist attacks have been overseas. Let's keep some of this very clear, except for what happened in Orlando. It's just horrifying. Yeah. Absolutely horrifying. People are scared. However, you could argue that some people see that the Syrian refugees coming over are not unlike the 1900s refugees back in the day, the Italians, the Irish, the Jewish people who came. You know, how do we square that with what America is supposed to be, but also keeping us safe from these people who might be swirling in with the crowds?
Well, I think the administration has actually done a really good job here, and I think they should communicate that more. There's actually 4 separate federal agencies over the period of 18 months have screened each one of these refugees. They go through an investigation at the State Department, an investigation by the FBI's terrorist group. They go in an investigation by the Department of Defense, and finally an investigation from the Department of Homeland Security. These are some of the most investigated people that come to the United States. I just wish the administration would communicate that a little bit more, because people are right to be scared. I mean, we've had these attacks. But I feel confident that everything that can be done to screen these folks from Syria have been done.
Cathy, I mean, they have ramped up some of the vetting process, but the problem becomes we look overseas to Belgium and France. Nearly every one of those attacks was pulled off by an ISIS sympathizer from the Middle East or from Middle Eastern parents born in those countries, and that's what gets people nervous.
That's absolutely right. No one's saying that we need to shut down immigration. That would be
well, actually, that's what what Donald Trump is saying. That's what
but that's
Buchanan
not what we're talking about here.
Okay. Well, Buchanan's saying shut down immigration of Syrian refugees.
No one's saying we have to shut it down completely, but they are saying that we have to understand what they've asked the president to share his criteria and processes. He will not share it. So, you know, communication, that's one thing, but to absolutely not share it with the government is a whole nother story. What the president's doing is running around shooting targets at a legacy. And the concern is that bullseye, in this case, may not be a win for America.
Well, I found it in about 30 seconds of Google clicks, all the things that are being done, to vet these folks coming over from Syria. They have worked. I mean, we haven't had any terrorist attacks in the United States from somebody who has been a refugee from the Middle East. So, you know, from that standpoint, it's worked. Again, I would like to see more communication from the White House.
I mean, that's just not true.
Well, the problem with San Bernardino is they become, that was a clear case of an immigrant who came in and then was able to convince her boyfriend, husband, whatever. I mean, it is just so horrifying. I'm from California. When I saw that, I thought, what have we come to? However, if you're vetting them and it's supposed to be 12 to 18 months, the numbers are starting to look like they're increasing. In fact, the word surge has been used.
Well, it has, because there's been a tremendous surge over the last 4 months. Look, what we have to remember is that the number of Syrian refugees that we're looking to take in vis-a-vis the total population of them is only about 2%. The numbers are small, and even what we've taken in so far has been relatively small vis-a-vis other countries. However, it only takes one, and that's what the American people are and state leaders like Buchanan are asking the president to reconcile. He's failed yet to do so.
Cathy, Steve, we'll be continuing to battle this one out. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Liz.